Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel if you're a regular visitor. So today I'm going to make a spooky Halloween bracelet. I'm using about a wingspan and a half of monofilament. I'm using 12-pound monofilament because that's what I had handy. I'm using a wingspan is from fingertip to fingertip with your arms spread out. I'm using 11O check glass seed beads because that's what I have in black. I'm using 8mm orange frosted glass beads and 4mm black bicones. So I put a stop bead on and I left myself a little over a foot tail to put my clasp on. So yeah, I decided to make a Halloween bracelet. Why not? And I thought these would be good beads to use. Orange and black. Okay, so first thing you do is you put 2 of your 8mm beads on. Then, now seed beads vary in size, so if you're using a different brand, you're going to have to measure it you'll have to measure your how many you'll need. These are check glass and they're smaller than other beads, so just so you know that. If you're using Toho, you'll probably only need 4 or 5. Same with Miyuki probably, because these are tinier. So if you're using check glass seed beads, 11O size, you will need 6 seed beads on each side of your bicone. You all know by now how I feel about monofilament, right? But I'm using like a cheap bicones, so I don't want my thread to get ripped, because sometimes they cut through the thread. Just so you know that. Although qualities are getting better, sometimes it happens. Okay, so I'm going to bring the six seed beads, a bicone, and 6 seed beads down. Then I'm going to take my thread and go through the bottom of that first bead and through to my top bead there. And that's what you'll have. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I should put these on a needle, although I don't think it would make it through these beads. The seed beads. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. And the bicone. And another 6 seed beads. One more. So I thought it would be kind of pretty and Halloweeny at the same time. So you're going to do, like I said, you'll put your 6 seed beads, your bicone and 6 seed beads on, and then you're going to go back down through that first bead, the bottom of that first bead, up through your top bead, and pull your thread through. And that's what you should have. Now these first couple kind of are a little bit wobbly. But when you go back to put your clasp on, you can tack it down so that they stay down. Okay, so now you're going to add another 8mm bead. And then, now hold them to the side, because you want your next set to be on top of them, on top of these. So you're going to pick up another 6. Another seed beads, another bicone. And another 6 seed beads. They look like poppy seeds. Okay, bring them down. Now what you're going to do is go down to the bead below the one you just added and go through the bottom of that bead, then through the bead you just added. If I could see, it would be great. Then pull your thread through. And then you will have that. Now you're going to pick up another 6 seed beads because you want to do the other side. Oops. I think I'm going to see if these seed beads will handle this needle here. Anyway, yeah. It would just make my life easier. And it would go a lot quicker for you guys too. Okay. We'll find out. So I'm going to add another 6 seed beads. 4, 5, one more. Oops. 6. Oh. There we go. See, I knew that was going to be a problem. Darn it. All right, so much for that. back to just the monofilament. You're just going to continue that all the way down. Now, if you're using Toho seed beads, you could probably use a needle. I believe their holes are bigger as well as the bead itself. But I don't have any in black. At least not at the moment. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Sometimes things are just so frustrating. Because they don't want to work, you know? Normally, if you just run your needle right through the stack of beads, you can get one up to get on to, you know, to get onto your thread. But here we go. That's number 6. Then we're going to go back down through the bottom of that bead below the one we're coming out of. And then through the one that we're coming out of. And there you go. That's the second one. Now, if you happen to flip your work over by accident, you'll know what side you're working on because you want these on top. So if you're in the back, it won't be on top, you know, the row you just did. So that's how you'll know. Because I tend to pull my work out of my hands a lot, so. Then we're going to add another 8mm. And then repeat that step. 6 seed beads, a bicone, 6 seed beads. Till you get to the size. Now, depending on what you're using as a clasp, I'm going to probably use a button because I have a black button that will work, which I didn't take out yet. But when I get to that, I'll show you how I'm going to add that. So anyway, leave about, it depends on what you're using. If you're using a toggle clasp, leave about 1 inch space between, you know, 1 inch less than the size that you need. I wouldn't recommend a magnetic clasp on this because it's kind of big. I mean, unless you have a good heavy duty large magnetic clasp, you know, then go for it. But I'm not going to use a little because all I have is small magnetic clasps, so I'd rather go with the button because it'll be secure, more secure. So back through the bottom of the bead below the one we just added. So you're always going to be going through 2 center beads when you're putting your embellishment on. It'll always be the bottom, the bead below the one you just added and the one you just added. It's easy. They're quick. Okay. Uh-oh. What happened here? Or did I get tied around it? Really? Oh, alright. That's not too bad. There we go. Okay. So. And then we're going to add the next side, the other side. So, I forget how many beads I need for my wrist. Let me see. I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Okay, so I need 20 beads for the size of my wrist. So, and I think I have about 6.5, 7-inch wrist. So, that's the 8mm beads I'm talking about. So when I get to the end, I'll come back and I'll show you how to put my clasp on. Okay? It's pretty easy. So I'm going to pause you. And I'll come back when I'm down at the other end. That's odd. Oh my gosh, guys. I am loving this in the black. I'm loving it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm at the end here. So what I'm going to do is pick up a seed bead because I want to fill in this gap here. I'm hoping one will do it because these are, well, 2, 1 on each side. Of course I dropped it. And then I'm going to go tack that one side down. And then I'll tack the other side down. I hope I have enough monofilament here. It's cutting it kind of close. I should have done 2 wingspans. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. So, sorry. Realized I was off camera here. So I'm going to go down these seed beads. And then through the bicone. Believe it or not, I'm doing this in March. I'm not going to upload it though until October. But the idea came to me and I'm like, oh man, I don't want to forget that idea. And so I decided to make it now. Alright, so I'm going to flip my work over. And remember, this is the front. So I'm going to get through that bicone. There we go. And then I'm going to cut right straight across and go, see that? See where I am? Here's my thread. I'm going to go straight across and go through these 2 seed beads. If my hand will let me here. There we go. Okay, so that'll tack that down, that side. And I'm going to go up my bead, my 8mm bead, hopefully. hopefully, there we go. Okay, have to remember I added that extra bead on that side there. I'm going to add a bead on that side. This is the extra one, or no? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes. All right. So now I'm going to add an extra one to that side. Lesson learned, I will make it with 2 wingspans. Because this is cutting it way too close for my liking, but it's too late now and too late for you guys if you started it. But I'll leave a note in the bottom there so that you know not to make the same mistake I did. All right. So I'm just doing the same thing to the other side, going through my seed beads and my bicone. Then going up through these 2 seed beads. I'm just tacking that side down as well. All else fails, use your nails. There you go. Okay, now back up through there. And then I'm going to add my button. I'm not going to have too much left to tie this with, but it is what it is. Alright, so this one I added, yep, 2 seed beads. Oops. I probably could have done it while I was doing this, but 2 seed beads, a bicone, two seed beads. Now this, because this is a shank button, these seed beads are going to go right through it. So I'm going to have to add a bunch. Because if I had bigger ones, I would put the bigger ones on. Because then the button will just slide over the seed beads. But I don't have any bigger ones in black. I have like a hematite color, but I don't think those are black. I don't know where I put them. Probably put them away, and I don't want to dig them out. Let me see something. Oh. Nah, they're hematite. Thought they were hematite. Oh well. They would have been good for this. Alright, let me see. Oh, they're not going over it. Through it. Awesome. Okay, scratch that. I'm only going to add 3. Then my button. Then I'll do another 3. This is an old plastic button that I had. I'd rather have glass, but they're a little bit pricey for me, so. Okay, so then we're going to go through our bicone. And add another 2 seed beads. And then we're going to go I think I'm going to go through those 2 seed beads that I added, because I want to reinforce this, and I don't have enough monofilament to go all the way around, so I'm going to go through those 2 seed beads that I just added on the top of that 8mm there. And then I'm going to go back up through these 2, through my bicone, sorry, doesn't matter which 2 as long as you, oh yeah, maybe it does. Alright, gonna go up through those 2, even if I have to go through one at a time. Then my bicone, and those seed beads on the top there. If I can get in there. Where am I here? I just want to reinforce the button. So hopefully it'll go through the seed. Nope. Nope. So I'm going to have to get myself some more black bicones and more black seed beads. Because I'm really loving it in the black and envisioning quite a few other colors in the black. So, just saying. Alright, and I'm going to go back down these 3 seed beads here. Even if I have to go one at a time. Then, once I get this done, I'm going to start knotting it, and I'll show you how to do that as soon as I can get this done here. I don't know if... Oh, I did go through the bicone. Yay! Alright, now, which ones? That one. Here, you 2. Trying to see which ones have 2. Alright, let's go down you. Alright, and then I'm going to go through my 8mm bead. Okay, so now this is my back, and you can tell it's the back because the front has your... I probably should have added a couple more beads, but a couple more seed beads, but that's all right. The front, these are on the top, so what I'm going to do is try to pick up... I'm going to go down to the next one. It seems looser. So I'm going to try to pick up go underneath my You know what? I can use my needle now. Wrong one. Which one is it? Oh, that's the wrong one too. There it is. Because I'm not going through seed beads, so I'm just tying my knots. Alright, now that'll make it a whole lot easier. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going behind these threads. See them? Let me show you when I get my needle on it. Just the ones in the middle. It looks like I'm going through these, but I'm not. So, and then I'm going to put a 1/2 inch knot there. See how it just came back around? And then I'm going to go down this one. Do the same thing. Till I run out of monofilament. Because I want to make sure it's secure. And not going to fall apart on me. I think this one I'll do 2 knots if I can. Or double. Not 2 knots, but go through the loop twice. I'll show you in a second. Don't want to be on that one. There we go. So I go through this loop 1 time. And then 2 times. And then I'm going to bring it down. There we go. And then I'm just going to keep repeating that until I'm done with thread. So I'm going to leave that because I want to show you how to do the loop. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off our stop bead. Take that knot out of our monofilament. If I can. Gonna have to. Not gonna be an if I can, it's gonna have to come out. There you go, here it is. Because it has to go through a seed bead. And it will not make it through a seed bead like that.